The dim fluorescent lights above the rows of shelved books flickered, casting an eerie glow on the faces of those who lingered in the late-night library. I was one such soul, hunched over a dusty tome in the rare book section, searching for answers to questions I couldn't quite articulate. My name is Jafik, and I was a graduate student in ancient linguistics at the University of Ashenbrook. My advisor, Professor Kalen Vex, had tasked me with translating an obscure text written in an extinct language spoken by an island tribe that vanished centuries ago. The text was said to hold secrets about the nature of time itself. As I pored over the yellowed pages, I began to feel a creeping sense of unease. It started with small things, a misplaced book on a neighboring shelf, an unfamiliar symbol etched into the margin, and an unshakable feeling that someone was watching me from across the room. I tried to focus, but my eyes kept drifting toward the entrance of the library, where a figure in a long coat stood by the security desk. Their features were obscured by shadows, making it impossible for me to discern their expression or sex. They seemed out of place among the quiet scholars and students, and I found myself wondering what they could be doing here at this late hour. The air grew colder as I continued reading, and I couldn't shake the feeling that time was warping around me. The clock on the wall ticked with an irregular cadence, as if it were counting down to a moment of great significance. Suddenly, the figure in the long coat stepped forward, their eyes locking onto mine across the room. For an instant, our gazes met, and I felt a jolt of electricity run through my body. The air seemed to thicken around me, heavy with an unseen presence that made my skin crawl. I looked away, trying to compose myself, but when I returned to my book, I noticed something strange. The text on the page had changed. A sentence I was certain wasn't there before now stared back at me in bold, black letters. "The hours will twist you like a puppet on strings." As I read the words, the fluorescent lights above flickered wildly, plunging the library into darkness. When they came back online, the figure in the long coat had vanished, but I knew that my world would never be the same again. The words on the page seemed to sear themselves into my brain, and I felt a creeping sense of dread as I realized that time itself was playing tricks on me. The hours were indeed twisting, bending reality into impossible shapes that threatened to consume me whole. I closed the book, feeling a cold sweat break out across my forehead. As I gathered my belongings and prepared to leave, I couldn't shake the feeling that I had left something important behind, something hidden between the lines of that accursed text.